name's Ryan. We are going to fix the front suspension system in a Volkswagen 2004 Jetta today. We did a diagnostic on the front end. We found that the control arm was bent. As you can see right here, it's supposed to be flat. The stabilizer, we found that the bracket that mounts the stabilizer to the control arm snapped in half. We also found back here there's a tie rod that also snapped clean in two. That is all we found so far, and we figured out that it was caused by this whole tire going up into the wheel well. We're going to remove these two bolts. Both of these bolts are 16 millimeters. For easier access to the repair, we are taking off the brake caliper right here and right here. To take off the cap that's on it right there, you can just get a pair of pliers and pull it out like so. And we use a 7 millimeter Allen wrench to take both bolts out. After you take off these two bolts, there's going to be a connector here. All you want to do is press down on this, and with a little bit of force it should slide right out. Then you want to take this off the caliper, and what we did is we hung it from the strut, so we're going to put this through the bolt hole and hang that there so it's out of the way. We actually changed the position and we just slid it through here. Then you slide the rotor off. Be sure not to touch around this because you can get oil on it and that'll cause your brake pads to slide. Another thing for your convenience, we're going to take off the splash shield, which is just a piece of metal right here. There's 3 bolts that go into it. One here, and one down here. By the way, I'm using an 8 millimeter socket. Now we are going to remove the tie rod end, which is right here, and there is a 19 millimeter nut underneath. The nut was spinning and this would not come off. This is a 6 millimeter Allen wrench. Now we are going to take off the 3 bolts that connect the control arm to the ball joint. We are using a 13 millimeter wrench to loosen these bolts, and as you see, our wrench is not ideal, but it was still able to get the job done. This is to show you how cheap this wrench is. It's bending. It's probably a made in China. Oh, cheap. A bugger. Next, we're trying to maneuver the ball joint out, so we're gonna give it a few light taps. as you see when I pull on this, it's really loose, and you can see when this is off. This is 18 millimeters on top and bottom. We have a wrench up here to hold the nut, and we have a ratchet down here to turn it. So this is an 18 millimeter wrench. This is inside the wheel well where I'm taking the bolt off with the 18 millimeter wrench. It's all the way loosened, and that's just going to come out. Well, looks like I can't get it out. Let's see. Well, after we took the bolt over here off, you can see that the control arm is really loose, but this bolt will not come out because this part of the car is in the way. And what we're going to do is there's a bone mount underneath that keeps the engine from swinging down. We are going to take that off, and we're going to swing the engine forward, and it will give us enough room to pull this bolt out. We are now in from the front of the car. The front of the car is going this way, and the dog bone mount is about right in the middle of the car. To take this off, there is a 13 millimeter bolt here and a 13 millimeter bolt here. You can see that after this is out, you can push it and it'll rock forward. And be sure it won't rock off your jack stand either, because that's a danger there. You probably need a second person to help you pull the bolt out. Actually, as you're pulling this apart, you can put your hand right here on this bar, pull out. You can usually get some pretty good leverage, or just use the bumper and grab it like this and push it all the way. And this basically just pops out. Just give a little bit of elbow grease. Once that bolt slides out, you can just pull it out. And again, this is supposed to be flat, so there was an extensive amount of damage. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, just go ahead and comment, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Everything worked out great, so hopefully I'll do the same for you.